Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Philip Wilkerson back with another episode. We're live right now, and this is our uh, four-part series, or part two of our four-part series, where me and Hillard are going to be going over our goals for the year. And so, with that being said, I just want to make sure I introduce myself. My name is Philip Wilkerson. I'm a higher ed professional, podcast creator, and career enthusiast. The hashtag Ill Phil Awards. If you were fortunate to be a recipient of that, that is a program I'm doing to share positivity and love throughout the community. So the Ill Phil Awards. I'm weird that my new friend survey is blocked by the logo. I'll work on that later, but just want to introduce who I am and what I'm doing tonight. And so, just to give you a background, my best friend Hillard McMorris, who lives in Boise, Idaho, and myself have been going live on LinkedIn and Facebook to share our goals for the year and just talk about a few things that we're trying to do, things that we're trying to accomplish, also keeping yourself accountable. And so go back to our earlier episode. It's just called entitled Goal Setting Part 1, and you can read about what we're doing. I'll be totally transparent. I did not listen to that episode after I recorded it, but me and Hillary are going to just do what we're doing is we're going to talk about goals that we have for this year, keep each other accountable to those goals, and then just talk about where we're at. Basically, just a conversation, chopping it up, where we're at, what we think, things like that. And so please feel free to comment, feel free to engage, and all those things. Now, additionally, I want to just give a shout out to two things. So I am an affiliate member of Intelligent Change. And so Intelligent Change is the creators of the 5-Minute Journal. If you know me, you know I am a just advocate for the 5-Minute Journal and holding into that. And so that's one thing I would really encourage you to think about and investigate and just dive in with. And then I just want to give a shout out to one of my fraternity brothers, Mike Frimpong. He has a show which is called Tiny Froze. And so this is the Journey. It's an animated show. It's on YouTube. You can see the links at Tiny Froze and just check that out. So I always want to show love. And so if you are a podcast or creator, content creator, and you want me to plug you or highlight you, send me your graphics, send me your things. I'll show you some love next time we go live and just give you a little shout out. So I'm gonna put that out there to the world. If you are a creator of any sort and you just want to be attached and you're a listener and follower of Positive Filter, shout it out. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest. And I'm just going to let him introduce himself. I'm going to act like this is the first time. If you never listened to this episode, this is my brother from another mother, my Jamaican brother that lives in Idaho, Hillard McMorris. But before we get into it, I'm going to let him introduce himself. Did it work? I did it good, man. I did it.
No.
I did an intro. I had the whole thing. I had it all ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Here's why I'm laughing, because I can't count the amount of times I've been on here. And then every time I got to introduce myself.
You have to introduce yourself every single time.
No.
We have to make the assumption that I don't have regular followers.
But you do.
This will be the first time that people meet you. So you got to reintroduce yourself.
No. This is what we're going to do. We got to change this narrative. Because here's the deal. You do have regular followers. Your platform is growing, right? And a great thing that new followers can do is go back and listen to our episodes, right? So you can also get those views and those listens, right? It's a podcast. That's what we want. We want to drive that part as well. So yes, I will also introduce myself, but we're going to change this narrative, man.
I'm going to do it every single time, but I feel you though. I feel what you're saying. Listeners,
so it's going to be a quick introduction. I miss you, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you in another month. So that'll be a good time. But Hillard McMorris, live in Idaho. Originally from born in Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. Originally from Alexandria, Virginia. And almost 10 years. July 1st will be 10 years that I've lived in Idaho. School counselor, almost 10 years as well. Daughter is 6 in kindergarten, goes to school with me. And yeah, that's just a quick synopsis.
Well, here's the funny thing, Hillard. I just reflected. We are both George Mason University counseling graduates.
Yep.
I'm spring. You're just, and so that is you started. You're
I'm fall. Yeah.
You're the fall,
Uh-huh.
and we are both hitting our 10 years.
Yep.
I believe from graduation, and a lot has changed. So maybe even before that, I'm thinking about that, man. Let's reflect on it before we talk about the goals. Talk about, like, did we see ourselves being, one, in a counseling program, and two, the 10-year gap? Where let's celebrate that a little bit, because I really, now that you just brought that up, I did not reflect that we are both graduates of the same exact program and the same year, technically. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. But talk about your feelings when you thought about that just now.
Well, like, honestly, like, I know I said 10 years, but I didn't even really think about it until just right now until you brought it up. But that's so what I will say is that where I was 10 years ago and where I'm at now is just like, I mean, I appreciate where I'm at. I love where I'm at now. And I tell people now, like, I'm happy, man. Like, you've been through this journey with me, for my 10 years that I've lived here, and I was not happy. I'd say in the last 4 years, I've gotten happy and content with living in Boise, Idaho.
Wow. Okay. 4 years.
Yeah. The first like 6 years, I was miserable. Like,
concurrently though, so you were saying, and I'm dialing that back. So Maddie is 6, and you're saying 4 years. So even the adjustment of having a new child took some time.
Oh,
now you're like, she was 2 years old. You're getting into a groove. I just caught that. Quick math.
Yeah. So, but just like, I mean, I think that started the process, right? You encouraging me to apply. I always tell people, like, Phil's the one that told, that got me into counseling. But you just encouraged me, like, hey man, like, let's do this. I mean, we're at APTS. I think that's like, it's a job for a valuable experience. I'll put it like that. But the burnout is high. You're working with just severely autistic kids, with that reacting physical aggression, right? So the burnout is just high, man. But the counseling program, George Mason Counseling Program, is what started me on that path of just growth, just that self-growth, self-awareness, and then just being here and going through my experience that I've been through, and then going back into therapy, and just being willing to work on myself. There you go. Promo. And being willing to work on myself, it just made it even better. And now I'm just like, I'm in a space where being self-aware is definitely part of my day in, day out. I mean, I send you, Dave, and Shay videos pretty much daily of Side Guru.
Side Guru.
I follow.
First of all, can I just pause and say, first of all, from where we were in high school, I literally did not believe that my best friend is sending me some meditation guru video. Like, I literally am like flabbergasted. And then on the funny end though, is that, I don't look at all of them, but when I do, man, I'm like, this is crazy, man. My man, this is where I know we're vibing, that this is like platonically, you are my soulmate. I think that we'll talk about that too sometime, like where you definitely have people that align, friendships that are just as deep as intimate, wife and whatever. But like, to send them just, I don't listen to them all the time, but I rock them in general.
Right.
Man, but I definitely would not have pictured you being that person that sends me same guru videos when we were high school kids. I just don't picture that. That's where, like, I
agree. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, you never know where you're going to be, right? Like, so you go for the journey, because I didn't think that, dude. I have right now in my place, I got 21 houseplants. 21, man.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
So here I am now, right? Like with listening to this guru and like leaning in and buying into like what he talks about, just mindfulness and looking in verse and just really working on yourself and just trying to be a better person before then now, like, and then putting that out into the world.
Yes.
Right. He has a quote that I'm definitely going to like steal and I'm gonna put it on a shirt. And I already have it like in my notes. I have it saved. Like I have a whole list of stuff, and we can talk about that in the gold stuff. But you know, it's just now I just get the opportunity to like I just enjoy that. I enjoy like holding myself accountable, even when like something happens, being okay with it, whether it's good or bad. Not really labeling it as good or bad. And just being okay with it, and then just like trying to really create distance between me and my thoughts, and not just like you know. He gives a great analogy of like when you're in a helicopter and you look down at traffic, right? Especially if it's like nighttime, it looks beautiful because you just see the lights, right? But if you're in the traffic and you're in one of those cars sitting in that traffic, yo, it sucks.
Perspective.
So when you can create distance and you can see your thoughts happening, they're happening over here, but you're not just like, you're not going down that rabbit hole, following every single thought and allowing that now to control you. Then you understand. And then you'll live a much happier life because your brain is just doing what it's supposed to do, just like your heart is. But we don't give the attention to our heart as much. We just say, yes, our heart's beating. It's doing what it's supposed to, pumping blood in and out. Our brain is just doing thoughts. It's just, just creating thoughts. We don't have to follow it. We don't have to, but we choose to at times. And sometimes it's to our own, demise, or detriment. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah.
That's some deep stuff, man.
Yeah, man. So that's why I love it, man. Because it really, I like him because he really helps you to hold yourself accountable if you following and you listening to it. So, but yeah, dude, I never see myself in this space, but I'm happy.
So let's get right into it, So let's just review goals. I know that we started this and we're going to do 4 parts. This is what we call Q1. We in business terms, we have finished Q1. Technically, Q1 was over in March. So that's a couple of months in.
Yeah.
So we set some firm goals. So let's do a review. Let's do a review of the goals we set and then some of the goals that we have accomplished. Do you want to go first or I'll go first?
You go first.
All right. So I got the vision board. I got the vision board right here. And then I wrote down, I'm the writer. So I wrote down the goals. And I did definitely before this, I definitely researched and I wrote down my goals. And I'm just interested to say, Hillard, I really have not hit anything yet. like I'm gonna be totally transparent, man. I got the health goals. I said I want to weigh 180 to 185. I'm 190. I'm not there yet. I don't know. I said I want to have a 60,000 downloads. I'm not there yet. I want to have at least grow my personal LinkedIn by 10%. I'm not there yet. Damn, man, this is crazy. I did say I want to support Black students, and I highlighted that. So I think I did that. I highlight things that I feel like I did. I even said fun goal, visit Hillard and Idaho. Haven't done that yet. So I'm going to be totally transparent. In Q1, I have not done anything I said I was going to do. I got the vision board. This is the first quarter. But guess what? I'll say this to you, Hillard. I'll tell you right now. Even looking at Q1 and all the goals I set for myself, funny thing is I didn't get jaded though. It was weird because as I look at it, I'm thinking like a football game. That was only 1 quarter. So I still got time to hit all these goals. What I did though is that if there was numerical things like I want to get 60,000 downloads, I wrote where I was right now. So I got a benchmark at the end of Q1.
Right.
But I will say to those that set goals for the year, those that are listening or viewing, Philip Wilkerson, wrote them down and have not accomplished like more than 10% of my goals. That's crazy. So what are your thoughts, man? What was some like? Where are you at? Because I know you got some goals that we established in January.
Right.
There's only Q1. Where are you at?
Where am I at? Man, I'm laughing because we kind of in the same boat. You know,
You're like, you wrote yours down. I wrote mine down. You didn't. We're in the same boat. Okay.
right. I don't have the tangible numbers. I think the tangible numbers for me are going to come in like quarter 3.
Okay.
Right. And that's more pertaining to the t-shirt clothing line. So like that's when like tangible numbers are going to come in. But so here's what I have so far. So as far as like that goes, I did find the exact machine that I want as well. So I'm going to be running like the Cricut. I have the Cricut machine that's going to be running. And now I talk to somebody and I have this guy that I talk to and he sells the exact printer that I want. So and I've researched it. So that now that'll be on its way soon. So I'll have that. Kevin, that owns Meet the Curator, I talked to him about like t-shirts and how to wholesale them and stuff like that. And he passed along a couple companies. So I've reached out. So I got numbers for that. But obviously, I want to get the printing squared away. Then I'm going to order those t-shirts. And then from there, now it's like just rolling out. Like I have just made shirts for my mom, for my brother, for my sister-in-law. I have not made you a shirt, Phil, but I will. We'll get to that spot.
I want my shirt. I told you which one I wanted too.
Yeah. I got you. So I'll give you a couple different options when we get to that space. But once that gets here, it's going to be coming from the East Coast. And it's going to be a big package. So like, it'll take a little bit of time to travel across country. But once that printer gets here, I'll send you a couple different designs that I have. And it comes with everything. All I have to do is just hook it up and then it just kind of runs for me. So once I get that, then we're off and going. So in that aspect, that's the goal for that. Right. So, but in other things like the investment things, like I took that step. Right. And I've made a couple different, like, some real estate investment stuff that I'm like, that I'm happy that those things are going to pan out. And I'm happy about that. And I'm just going to, just allow that now to then like open the door for something else and like lead into something else.
So, and this is my part, like I did this too. Do you feel like, as someone that played sports, do you feel like you're behind already in the year? Do you feel like your pacing is good in the year? Yeah. Or do you feel like, yo, chill, like, like I'm it's going to happen. This is only the quarter 1, right?
Right.
What are some of your initial thoughts on that?
So I think I think one of the best things to do is not compare it to like sports or compare it to like our already established Fortune 500 business or just a business in general that's already been established, right?
Okay.
It's we have our goals as individuals of things that we want to accomplish. I think one of the quickest way to get discouraged is by putting attaching a timetable to your goals and saying, oh, I need to reach it by this. I need to get here by this, or, I think one thing is when you have a goal, as long as you're working towards it, I think that's the best thing that you can do. Like steadily work towards it. Yeah. Now I need to be more consistent because I don't work towards it every day. And I think that's important. That's something that I've heard from just so many different people, like just talking to them and picking their brains about stuff. It's just like, you got these goals, man. Like, yes, I'm doing my 9-to-5 job, right? My 9-to-5 right now is school counseling. But I got to also create time to then do and work on the things that I want to work on. Because those are the things like, when I'm doing those things and the goals that have and the things that I want to accomplish, like it's a different feeling. It's a different it brings a different it brings a different part of like self-worth and stuff. So like I don't feel like I'm failing. I feel like things are happening right on time.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I want to do for myself is just being more consistent. It needs to be on a like an everyday thing, like working towards something.
A habitual basis. Well, because I think it's a paradox because like, and that's where I think that's where we're the yin and yang, right? Like you know, you're not writing your junk down. I'm writing my thing down. Yours is in your head, and mine's not in my head. And I agree. And you know, we heard like techniques, SMART goals. You know, you heard of that term before, like specific, measurable, obtainable, and timely. So that we had this balance, right, in culture, to say you set goals and then you set benchmarks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I'm saying from the polar opposite, like if you set these benchmarks and these goals and they don't happen, you self-deprecate, you get really into it, right? Like you're like, I'm not doing it. But then on the other end, like, but then you need to set goals.
Right.
So I feel like there's like this flexible balance. Like you set the goals, maybe you do put a time to it. Then when you get to that time and it didn't happen, you just like don't beat yourself up. You keep trying. The main aspect that you just brought up was that there's consistency in action. Yeah. So I'm really taking that into account now, like finding that balance for myself and vice versa. Is that yes, I put a Q1, Q2, Q3 just for me to check in with myself.
Right.
I also said I like to accomplish this in 2022. Right. But I must understand too that if it doesn't happen in 2022, that at least the main thing I can focus on is setting the foundation that it'll happen in 2023 or 24 or 20. Subsequently, it'll happen. But I'm doing very tangible things. I think for me, I'm setting benchmarks for myself because if I don't set benchmarks, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to
okay. Yeah.
So I agree with you. Like I'm gonna be very flexible. I'm gonna say, yo, by December, I want to do this. And if I get to December, I didn't do it, I'm gonna say why and analyze it, process it, and then just add an extension. You know what I'm saying? Like You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, like I think you're 100% right. You know, and that's the thing. It's like you gotta know yourself. You know, you gotta know yourself. You gotta know like what's gonna work for you, right? Like within that, there is no like one blueprint for this. Like I think the only thing that there's few things like when you're setting goals that just transfer straight across the board, and it's action and consistency, right? And there's like a couple more things that we can definitely throw in there and bullet point. Like these are the things, they're going to work. You do these things and you apply them to your goal, like yes, you'll attain it after a while, right? But one, you got to know yourself and know what you're okay with, what you're not okay with. You know, for me, like I said, like you do a smart board. I don't really do that. But in my phone now, I've put like in my notes section, bro, like I'm writing down every t-shirt idea. Like I'm in a gym in the morning and something like hit me and I'm like, yo, that would be dope. Man, I'll stop. If I'm in a rep, like if I'm in a set, I finish up my reps real quick and then I grab my phone and I'm jotting it down in my notes section because I don't want to lose it later on, you know? And so that's me taking a page out of your book. It's like, yo, write your stuff down, you know? Because yes, it can come back to me. And a lot of times stuff has come back to me, but then I don't want to chance it, especially when it's something like that I really want to attain and something that I really want, like a goal I really want to get to, and have it in the way that I want to have it. It's like when these ideas do come, like, yo, like hold on to them and figure out a way to hold on to them.
No, so, I agree. Yeah, you got your system. And I think the main thing I was trying to express to you when you said that, yo, it's in my head, I was like, yo, get that out your head. But you got your system in your phone is just as good. Right. I think it's something that's powerful to saying, putting it on something. Keep it on paper, but we don't need paper. But like, like capture it. That's all.
Capture some out. Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to get to you on when we did this in February.
Yeah.
Was like, no, Hill, you got to just capture it because like what if you forget or not? But like there's something tangible about. I think there's also something that's contractual, like it's like a contract when it's outside your brain and it's on words. There's something about that. There's a power to that, right? Like, and I've been, I'm going on a tangent, but that's what this podcast is about. But like, there's something powerful about one, putting it in words on a piece of paper, and then there's also something about power of speaking it in existence out loud and out loud to others. This is my tangent. My tangent was I've been watching the Kanye documentary.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Kanye, yes, has a mental health issue, bipolar, whatever, narcissistic. But the thing that I can appreciate about Kanye, and I'm, always glass half full, is that he was putting it in words. Like he was like, yo, my album is gonna be great. And the college dropout, he was saying it out loud, and he was like, it's gonna drop then, and the actions. And he was corralling people around him. And people, this little documentary on Netflix. And so that is the level what I'm going to take. That's what this podcast is about. There's almost a documentary. Like we have blatantly said to the world, I put it on paper. Paper's going to hold me accountable myself. And I'm putting it in the world digitally. Yeah. And I'm going to hold myself accountable. So I love that. But at the same time, what I really want to take away from you and your mindset is more so like freestyle it, be okay if I have a benchmark and I didn't hit it, as long as I'm making progress, like almost like those guys, like I'm working toward a championship and you play, you practice the routine stuff and you still lose the game. Like life happens, like you're not going to hit all your goals. So I try to find that balance. What are some of your thoughts on that whole rant that I just said?
Well, first of all, the Kanye documentary is inspirational. I don't care what nobody wants to say. Like everybody can talk about him all he want, but like when ain't nobody believe in him, like it was him and his mom. Yeah, bro, like it was crazy. Like so many people were just like, nope, and he didn't care. He like really like just brushed that off and was like, no, I'm going to be great. Like y'all don't understand. And it was so, like that level of belief. And I think we joked about that. Me, you, and Shay joked about that in a group text. Yeah. When we were,
we need that Kanye level.
You need that Kanye level of like, of confidence, man. When you stepping into certain thing. So for sure. And like you're absolutely right in, and you're absolutely right in like writing things down and there is that accountability and that part is important. And then also what it does is like when we're doing this and saying that we're setting these goals, and these are things that we want to achieve, and we're putting it out there. There's a level of motivation that it brings too. It's like, all right, because somebody down the line, if they don't see something from me, they're going to ask me about it.
That's it.
So, and some people might ask it in a very, rude and mean way. But other people, they just ask him like, yo, like, man,
where your shirt at? Yeah, where your shirt?
They just want to know, like, hey, man, like, you say you were doing this and I was waiting for you, I was excited. I was ready to support and, and they just checking in. And so from that gives a level of motivation. And then even after the first recording that we did, like people text me after that.
They did?
Yeah, it was like, man, when you roll your shirts out, just let me know, and I'm happy to support and just all this stuff. And I'm like, man, that right there that's appreciated, and so it's just stuff like that. It motivates you, right? And then like, and and then doing something like that, and you just put yourself into whatever your goals are, right? Other people are inspired by that, and that's the important part that we have. That's the important responsibility we have as human beings, is to inspire each other in a positive way. And I think we don't always hold ourselves to that. It's like, hey, our goal should be to inspire each other, and to help each other, in that great way.
I had a question for you. Like, because that we put this out publicly, and because we broadcast it and we're doing these things, do you feel like when you launch, you got to launch perfectly? And what I mean by that, and I'll share my example. So when I said I was going to do a podcast, and I said I was going to do a podcast publicly, and then my man Sam Nang was like, yo, positive filters coming out, positive filters coming out. And because I had broadcasted it and said to the world I was going to do these goals, then it was almost like it was a positive and negative, where it was like, because I displayed this out loud, if I'm going to release it, it's got to be the first episode is going to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And then it was a positive, like, that I was setting myself to be motivated. But the negative was that night, then I started getting this like bubbling in my stomach. Like, if it's not perfect, the first episode is trash, because people are going to be ready for the launch.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's like coming up for you as you say, yo, I'm going to make a t-shirt, and now my first shirt got to be perfect because people are going to be ready for it? What do you talk with that?
100%. And 100%. I'm going to tell you. All right. So I think when our first episode in this series, right? I can't remember if I opened up the Cricut machine at that point. I think I did. And I'm not sure if I talked about like how I felt when I was doing it, bro. Like, there was so much fear. It really the Cricut machine came. It sat there for like 2 weeks, and then Maddie helped me open it up, right? So maybe I talked about the process, but I don't know if I talked about like my feelings, because I still remember it. Like, there was so much fear. There was fear to make the first shirt, to just try it, and talking to Kevin. Kevin was like, man, just do it. He's like, just do it. He's like, just and he's like, be consistent and just do it. My therapist, same thing. That's what she said. She was like, just do it. Like, don't worry about hitting the mark and it needs to be this. Like, you'll get there. It's just, you gotta just practice. This is, and so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just make these things and just practice, see how I go. And then just kind of take it from there. And so like, it was just like, so I found myself, and I still do it right now. I find myself jumping over these fear hurdles. I got to clear these fear hurdles. But once I do, it's like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So it's just like, fear can be so crippling, man. Sometimes you're not even aware that it's there until like you really sit down and you process and you think about it. Then it's just like, boom, it's right there. But yeah, man, like that has definitely happened. And I feel like that, but then I'm just also like, you know what? I don't care, because that's the other side of it. I don't care. Eventually I'll get to that spot where I want to be and I envision it going. I just got to just do it, and so that's the mantra now. Dave, my brother, he talks about that. He's like, man, Nike got the best slogan, man. Just do it. And so that's it, man. You just gotta, when you got goals, just do it. Just try it. Just start it.
So I'm putting you on blast right now. When I'm gonna get my shirt?
When you gonna get your shirt?
Yeah.
When I get the machine.
Okay.
So once that machine I can make you a shirt, man. So, all right, I can make you a shirt this weekend.
I feel like doing that real quick, but go ahead.
So I got you. I'll make your shirt this weekend. I can make one on the Cricut machine.
I'm ready, man.
Right. So
I'm ready. I'm ready because I know how you support me. I'm ready.
All right. So I got you. I can make you one this weekend, and then once I get the the other machine, then I'll make you another one too. So I got you. I got you with two.
I don't care. Hey, first of all, I'm gonna do a tangent. So the other day, I was at the gas station, and
do you have it right next to you?
No, I don't have the hat. I have it upstairs.
Okay.
But the point is, I have a woman that she's not young. She was very seasoned. She looked like she had a very hard life. I'm not going to make assumptions that she had drug abuse, but I'm going to make assumptions. Point is, she was so kind to me that I bought a shirt, bought a hat, and I'm going to take a picture of the hat. The point that I'm trying to make to you, Hillard, is that I'm ride or die, man. If you hit my heartstrings, I'm buying it, man. I bought the hat. I'm gonna buy your shirt.
I know.
That show I was trying to make.
Yeah, no.
The story was I got a really bad hat that someone airbrushed.
That's not airbrush.
It was really bad. But the point is, Hillard, the quality of your materials is gonna be skyrocketing. So you already got me. I don't know if that counts very much, but you got one person that's gonna buy your shirt.
And I appreciate you, man. But I know you will. And the thing is, I know the whole detail of the story, and that's why I'm laughing. But
if you got a good story and I care about you, I'm supporting you. That's the key of the story. And also, I didn't know the woman, so I don't know why I supported her, but she was very nice to me. I'm an emotional spender.
Yeah.
And I purchase, and I support not only with my money, but I support my heart. Therefore, if you are someone out there that's trying to do something and you're putting your best effort, that's the key word. If you're putting your best effort, I will support you with whatever means that I can. Meaning, I'm not going to be a sponsored backer because I got no money, but I definitely got $15 to buy your hat that don't really look that good. I bought it. There it is.
And I know you will. I'm not worried about about that. So I know you got me. Like, just like I got you.
I should probably put that on real quick.
I just need to what it is too. Like part of it, and this is not an excuse. It's just like, man, I am, and every educator probably understands this. I'm ready for the school year to be done, bro. Like I am spent. I'm burning. I'm burnt out. I'm ready. I got 3 more weeks. And then I have like a lot more time on my hand because it's summer break. So then I'm really like, it's like something every day. I need to take advantage of that time, right? Because I'm gonna be given time that a lot of people don't, are given just working in education. So, but I got you though, Phil. I got you, man. I'm gonna make something for you this weekend. I got you. Like once we get off of this, you remind me of the design you want, and I got you. Matter of fact, I'll send you a couple different designs, and then you tell me which one you like, and I got you on a shirt.
I want one that matches this hat I got.
Oh, I got a color for it. You want black, gray, white T-shirt? Like you tell me. You tell me the color T-shirt you want.
I don't know because first of all, don't trust me for style or making any decisions.
You can do white on white because the hat's white.
All white party. I'll do it.
I got you. I'm gonna give you something fly. Something to go with the hat.
Do it 3XL so I look like I'm in the 90s, like Soldier Boy. Make the shirt so long that it comes down to my knees, and I wear sunglasses that say "Ill Phil" on the other side. Bro. And I go, yo! That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? No one cares. I can just do whatever I want. No one cares. That's what I'm saying. I got like 2 listeners right here.
No, man.
I'm just trying. Yo!
But that man, I wish you had the hat right with you right now. So people can see it. The visual of the hat is just a beauty. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find it on my phone.
I don't know. Put it on your phone. I don't know if you can. First of all, I'm not. I support anyone. Only God can judge. That's what the hat says.
It's hold on.
It's in the group text with me and Shay. There it is. There it is.
Now,
are you to judge? Are you to judge me? I'm
So
wondering.
I'm not, I'm not an airbrush individual, but I mean, I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's
pretty good. Fire.
it's
Put that in the group text. That's my hat. All right. So like,
so I know you'll support. So
I'm
I'm excited about that.
if you tell me you need help, you're doing something for the community, like that hat, I'm gonna purchase it and I'm gonna support you.
Yeah.
Now, Hillard, this is a part of the show. You know what it is. We definitely touch base with goals. I've been very transparent. Not even hit 10% of my goals. You got your goals. Now it's the part of the show called Shot for Shot. You already know what it is. Random question for me, random question for you before we wrap up and end this episode.
All right, go shoot it. I'm ready.
All right, so here's my random question for you. This is actually, I love the news. Did you think, and this is totally random, did you think that Will Smith was in the wrong for slapping Chris Rock in the face?
100%.
Can you explain?
100%. Here's why, man. I understand, like you standing up for your spouse. I get that. And I'm man, protect black women.
There it is.
Look, you say something about my mama or something, bro. We're gonna have an issue. I mean, but you gotta. There's a time and a place, right? And you gotta approach it a better way than that. And the reaction was a super emotional reaction.
Yeah.
Like when he had time to process and sit down and think about it, like you saw his apology. So he recognized it as well. And you can't allow something or a circumstance or a situation to get you to that point.
Okay.
To where that's your reaction. Because then now like people know, like, all right, I do this or this, like I got a button.
Yeah.
You've given me a tool now that I can use against you.
Kink in the arm.
So you just gotta be careful. And now, like, it ain't, like he's standing up for his wife, and now like he's turned into the butt of jokes, Yeah. So like, and that ain't fair to him, but also, bro, you can't just be going around smacking people. Like I'm surprised Chris Rock just let it slide like that. Like, if somebody smack me like that, we gonna definitely have a problem right then and there.
Yeah.
Like it's an issue right now. It's not I'm gonna be chill,
I feel that.
So
you should have probably just said, "I'll see you outside," and then saw him outside.
Yeah.
When the cameras are off, walked up. Like
Yeah.
not on the public stage, just be like, even mouthed it, like, "I'll see you outside," and then like saw him outside, and then maybe TMZ would have got it, but it wouldn't have been like as broadcasted. Like, you would have waited for him to snuck him or something. Like that would have been different. Like Chris Rock and Will Smith get into altercation or something, but it wouldn't have been like broadcasted and everyone would have saw it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So key word is, if you're really upset, just tell the person, "I'll see you later," and then see him later.
Not
in front of national television with all the cameras on.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know, like
text him, "I'll see you later."
Or just like it's crazy because he ain't even write the joke. And it wasn't even a funny joke.
No, it's not.
So I don't know. Like, it just ain't warrant that reaction to me.
First of all, I'm just surprised. Like,
I think it was just the timing of it, man.
Everything is going on. Like, just, man, the world is so crazy. Like, you just never would have pictured that. Like, I was like, I don't think anyone watching an award show would have like predicted that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was so awkward that everyone was like, "Did that jump just really happen?"
Right.
It happened. Like like AB taking his shirt off at the Jets. So many things are happening in the world. I always think this too. Like, so many things are happening in the world that I look at God like, breaking the wall.
Yeah.
Like, everyone be like, "Yo, is this real? Like, is this really happening?" And then someone be like, "Yes, it is happening." Like, does that ever happen to you where something is so surreal that you're like, "Yo, this can't be happening."
Oh, all the time, yeah.
You want to look at an invisible camera and be like, and this is how, like, the little, like they always say that, like the BET, like, and now you're wondering how I got here. That happens to me a lot. Like,
Yep.
I think that was one of those moments. That the Chris Rock moment, all the like when there's major moments like this, you look around and say, this can't be reality.
Like, yeah,
That's
it's
right.
like it's
It's
really
reality.
happening right now.
This is
Yeah,
happening.
100%. Oh, my question for you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Elon Musk buying Twitter. Because you're a social media guy.
Okay, I was about to say, and how much? 44 billion?
Yeah. What are your thoughts about that?
Okay, here's my thoughts because it's gonna happen. It was strategic, and as someone that's super rich, that's a move because you get to buy the narrative. Think about this: Elon Musk bought Twitter. Guess what else? The dude Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
He did.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
A while ago. So if I was super rich, and I understand they're gonna cure hunger and all that, and I agree. But think about this: I get to control an outlet that influences how people think.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg got Facebook.
Right.
He literally is embedded on a social network on how people think, buy things, buy items.
Right.
How this is like literally embedded in how people think. Social media.
Yeah.
So it's the move, and then the media outlets. All media outlets are not independent. There's really independently owned.
Right.
Washington Post, Washington Times, whatever, New York Times, all that. They're owned by someone. Someone owns that paper. And then when you own that paper, let's say, okay, they're gonna write a bad article about me. Well, I'm your boss. So I will say this right now. I don't think there's not going to be a bad article about Jeff Bezos in the Washington Post. He owns it.
That's true.
So therefore, even if it's a company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk can police it now.
So
he can police Twitter.
Are you going to stay?
Free speech or whatever. Free speech except for me.
Are you going to stay on Twitter?
Because I'm not saying nothing about Elon Musk. I'm using social media as a tool, understanding that I'm using it to connect and engage with other people. I'm not rich, whatever. I don't have a business stake in it. I don't have a media market. I'm not polarizing. So for me to participate in these social networks or write an article, whatever, it doesn't have damage to me. Now,
well, some people like their morals are like,
that's what I was going to get to. Right. So for those that have more of a stake in it, or those that are leveraging the platform for different advocacy and all that, then I understand that this is. So let me free. I'm so much of a bystander that it has no effect on me.
Right.
I'm not. I'm engaged. I'm not engaged. It doesn't have. I'm not in cancel culture. I don't tweet. If I tweet something, I have enough where I can say, like, someone could say, like, Philip, you shouldn't have tweeted that. But I don't have that much of a platform. This doesn't affect my business. It doesn't affect my livelihood. Or, also I'm smart not to tweet things that could get me fired or whatever.
Right.
But if I was like someone that like heavily invested in, right wing politics or whatever, then I see, I'm out. I'm out. Twitter, I'm out. Or Facebook, I'm out. Or any of these social media channels or media outlets. But you must understand that as a businessman, it was strategic. He bought a media platform that now he owns, and now he has control of just one outlet. It don't mean because Elon Musk bought Twitter, don't mean he has the newspapers and different outlets. He just has one media outlet. He has Twitter, which is a very large outlet at that.
Right.
He don't own CNN. He don't own Fox News, both sides. He don't own Spotify and all the podcasts. So what I would be cautious about is that if one of these people that were super rich do a monopoly, which is one of those things that people get upset about with Zuckerberg all along, right? Like they're like, oh, you got Facebook, now you got Instagram, now you got this. That's when I'd be concerned. When I'd be concerned is that if every single outlet was owned by one person, which means they control the narrative of how anyone shares digital information.
Right.
So,
Okay.
as a businessman, he did it, man. Why not? Like,
Yeah.
rich. They're like, oh, he could have cured world hunger, or could have cured this. I'm also thinking about this too, in regards to, this is my tangent about capitalism and all that. How much responsibility do we have on millionaires to solve the world's problems? Because I'm thinking like this. Their goal wasn't to solve the world's problems. Their goal was to be super rich.
Right.
That's capitalism. Capitalism, at the root of capitalism, is to build capital for yourself as an individual with freedom and all that. That's the socialism, is that we're so in a capitalist society, there's not their responsibility.
That's true.
Now, would it be nice if they did it? Yes. Would it be a good thing to do morally? Yes. But to think that they had this innate responsibility to do so, I don't believe it. Like if I got rich, I think I would do some philanthropy and all that. But I'm also a different person, different morals. I don't know, because you don't know what life is like unless you live it. Like if I got rich, then I'd have all these new problems and stuff.
Right.
But the understanding is the responsibility. That's when people get famous, they're like, you're a role model now. Is it innately, as you chase fame or notoriety, is the assumption that responsibility comes with that natural? No, like when they say, "Oh, you're a great athlete. Now you're a role model for the kids." I don't think that's actually true, because they weren't chasing being a role model for the kids. Their goal, and this is going back to goals, their goal was to be a good athlete and make it to the highest level of athletics. By happenstance, they are a role model. By happenstance, they have a platform.
Right.
But that innately is not their responsibility. Good people take it on themselves and say, you know what? Now that I have this goal that I chase to be the top athlete, and now that I have a platform, I want to take on this responsibility to do philanthropy and all that.
Well, here's
I want to get rich. Unless your goal was, I want to be rich. I want to be rich because I want to help. I want to be the top athlete in the world, not only to win championships, but I want to be the top athlete in the world because I want to have the platform that a top athlete has.
Here's my rebuttal with that, is that it's a consequence.
Yeah.
You achieving that.
Yes.
Now we got good consequences and we got bad consequences.
Yeah.
You have achieved this level of
wealth or status,
wealth or fame or whatever, and that's just a part of it. You can put that, if you choose to label it good or bad, you can label it such, but it's now a part of that.
So you think that innately the responsibility, when you achieve,
I'm not saying you
take on that responsibility.
I'm not saying you necessarily have to do it, right? But now it's like you have to understand that now it's just a part of that. Just of what you have now, like you stepped into that world, into, like it's just a part of it now. Okay, like you become a top athlete. Like, sorry, Charles Barkley, in the 90s.
That was the quote, right?
Right.
You are a role model now.
You just are. Like, I know that's not what you want, but it comes with the territory. So
you agree that if you become this as the byproduct, it just is.
It's gonna be a part of that. Like, you get to a certain level of wealth, like you're in a certain tax bracket. That just comes with that, right? There's certain things that come with it. I'm not saying it's good or bad, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it comes with it.
So, okay, I'm tracking with you, right or wrong. Do you believe innately then, if it's a byproduct of it, then you need to hold on? You need to take adhere to it. Like, let me.
You get the choice.
Like Spider-Man, you get the powers. Like, you believe that, like, if I reach this level, this power, this fame, I need to channel it and do good. Like, you think that's a responsibility?
I think I think you should, but everyone gets that choice. And that's the power of that's what that's the beauty of being a human being, right? We get to make that choice. Animals, they just react, and they use their instinct is what guides them. They don't have to worry about those conscious like thinking and thoughts and processing and all that, right? But for us as human beings, we get that opportunity. So you get to choose. But I think part of our goal, going back to what I said, is just like, we should inspire. Like, we should help and support one another. But that's just me in the space that I'm in. Now, if you ask 20-something-year-old Hillard, no, he got a whole different answer for you. Yeah. And that's just where I'm at now. Like, now, am I saying like I'm going to, if I had Elon Musk money or Jeff Bezos money, I'm going to, cure world hunger? Bro, I have no idea because I'm not in that space. So I don't know how I would live. That's just a enormous amount of money, Yeah, like you ain't gonna, that money can't run out in your lifetime or your kid's lifetime.
Yeah, it's
or your kid's lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to like.
So it's just like,
that's my main thing. I try also not to make an opinion because I don't have that level of access.
Like, I don't know what I would do.
In my journey, if I were now from this current space as Philip Wilkerson, if I were to elevate, I know that now I would also just take on that responsibility. But also, I've not been in the journey of Elon Musk or whatever, rich people. Yeah, Charles Barkley, whatever. Yeah, but I agree with you. Like, and so this is for those listening out there. As you chase greatness or as you chase high levels of achievement, a natural byproduct is that you become responsible for people, and you become responsible for people you don't even know because of your status, right? Like, I'm thinking about this now. Like, if you become, like, as you chase titles, if you become the president of a university, yes, you got this title, but now by a byproduct, now you have a responsibility to a whole community. Yeah. So I guess it just comes with it, right? Power comes with responsibility. Thus, if you use it well, you don't have to though. You don't have to, but ideally you should. That's crazy. I don't think if I was that rich though, I'd buy a social media outlet. I already told you what I would do if I had a lot of money.
I think he got a greater plan. He
does. He's doing something. I'd buy an island. I'd buy an island, buy some land, and I would just chill.
I'm sure they got all that.
I don't know. You're right. First of all, I don't even know what I would do, man. I'd be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'd buy gold-plated steak and eat it. I saw a thing. I was like, why are you eating gold-plated steak for no reason? Don't even taste good, probably.
I'm telling you, I'm traveling. Like, I'm seeing this entire world.
Me too. Like, I'm traveling to outer space.
I would not like, if I know I can get back safely, I'm telling you, I do that as well. Because
I'm doing what they did, where they go into the space and then come back down.
You come back down. Okay.
Yeah, that's something.
That still ain't guaranteed, but
you're right. You're rich.
Yeah.
Science. All right. This is a great episode, Hillard. I don't know when we're gonna do our next Q3. But when is
it supposed to be? I think we're slated for like August.
No, yeah. Technically, I'm reading my book. Technically, I think that is July or August.
Okay.
Yeah, Q3 is around July, August. So we're gonna do another episode. We'll do some changes. Let's do August because we allow ourselves the summer to develop some changes. Yeah. So we're gonna, for those that are listening or following us, we're gonna do part 3 of the goal setting series for 2022.
And I will have a lot more for.
I'll be wearing my shirt next time. We'll do it. I'll wear that matches.
All right.
But Hillard, thank you so much. Now, as a part of the show, shout outs and plugs. Shout outs and plugs.
Shout outs to all you guys, man, to my boys, to my family. Like, that's always my shout out, man. Like, I love every one of you. You guys have poured into me, even when you don't even realize you do, so that is always my shout out, man, is you guys. And then of course my lovely number one person in the world, Madison, forever. So those are my shout outs, man. And next step is a clothing brand. I'm gonna firm up the apparel name that I want, which is probably gonna end up being some letters because that's probably the easiest thing to get like copyright and everything like squared away on. But yeah, that's it. Shout out to Ill Phil for allowing me to come on his platform, man, and just talk it up and chop it up with him. So, but yeah.
And I'm also saying, I know you're not big on social media, but I will say this in regards to professionalism: connect with Hillard McMorris on LinkedIn. There it is. Connect with him. He's doing big things. I love that. I just looked at your headline. You definitely do have a focus on equity, inclusion, and diversity. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
And for those that are listening, thank you so much. Follow Positive Filter on all your platforms. Call the voicemail 571-336-6560. That's 571-336-6560. Continue to share episodes. Follow this. Watch this later. Share this with your family and friends. And guess what? As Hillard said, DM us. Keep us accountable. We have been very, very public with our goals. And you know what? I think the listeners, the viewers, those that are keeping us, the community is keeping us engaged. So hold us accountable. DM us. Collaborate with us. Collaborate with Hillard. Collaborate with me. Let's do it. It's a community thing. As Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. I love it. I do that. And then as another quote, as Yoda says, don't try, do. There is no try, there's do. You know what I'm saying? That's Yoda. So I don't know, I just felt like saying all these positive quotes, but follow the podcast, connect with us, engage. We love y'all. Thank you so much, and we're out.